If I asked you to parody the intro to an 80s, 90s sitcom, I bet you'd do something like this. I call this the oops, shrug, smile. Sometimes the shrug is more of a head shake or a laugh. This shot is all over Adult Swim's masterpiece of sitcom intro parody, Too Many Cooks. I set out to investigate why so many sitcoms use this oops, shrug, smile in their intros, only I found something strange. I couldn't actually find sitcoms that use this in their openings. This is the closest thing I could find, and it's from a sitcom that you definitely never saw called Free Spirit that aired for 3 months at the end of 1989 before being canceled. Is this the Mandela effect at work? Are we remembering something that never really happened? In part 1, we explored the life and death of the sitcom theme song. Today, we're going to answer 3 questions that came up as I was researching that video. And one of them is, oops, shrug, smile. But the first question we need to answer is this: why is Mom dead? Sitcoms were at their most prolific and sitcom-esque in the 80s. They were such a cultural force that in 1985, a critic wrote that the sitcom was the modern world's most familiar art form. These situation comedies are built on situations, premises that propel the story forward in funny and emotionally resonant ways. When we zoom out, a few trends emerge, and the biggest trend is that, yes, Mom is dead.
Mom looks like you, DJ. She looks like you too.
Full House? Mom died. Who's the Boss? Mom died.
It was just about that time that his young wife died.
The Nanny? Mom died.
All those other girls with their mummies just reminded you how much you miss yours.
Different Strokes? Mom died.
Goodbye, Mama.
And Mom died. My Two Dads? Mom died.
Oh my God.
Gimme a Break? Mom died.
It's Mom's birthday and she's dead.
The Hogan Family? Mom died halfway through the show.
A mother dies in a car accident or whatever they did, a fire, I don't know what they did.
The Gregory Hines Show? Mom died.
It's gotta be so hard when a man loses his wife.
Punky Brewster's mom didn't die, thank God. She just abandoned her daughter in a supermarket.
She never came back.
Blossom's mom left her 3 kids to pursue a Parisian singing career. And step by step, the biological mother of these 3 cuties abandoned them and was never heard from again. So what's up with this? Were mothers in the 80s dying at a much higher rate? No, but they were doing something at a much higher rate. Mom was going to work. And there were 2 main reasons why. First was the women's liberation movement of the 60s and 70s, where more and more women were like, so wait, my husband is in Manhattan drinking lunch martinis and cheating on me, and I'm home polishing the ketchup bottles?
Well, if they don't get married, well, they can become dressmakers or cut people's nails in a barber shop or take care of kids and a lot of other dumb stuff.
Well, Beaver, today girls can be doctors and lawyers, too, you know. They're just as ambitious as boys are.
You mean there's no dumb people left in the world, Mom?
Betty Friedan's The Feminine Mystique, 1963, sparked second-wave feminism by challenging the idea that all women feel fulfilled in the role of housewife mother. Of course, some women like being stay-at-home moms, but then came along a little kick in the derriere called economic necessity. By the late 70s, union manufacturing jobs are drying up and wages are flat and prices are up, and suddenly it's pretty damn hard for Mike Brady to support 6 kids and 2 women with his architecture job, even if he is the guy who invented the handicap bathroom stall. He's not. I don't know why I said that. Women heading into the office literally wore big shoulder-padded business suits in a sort of mimicry of male anatomy, which made the men of the 80s freak out because if they could take our shoulders, what would they take next? And maybe you're thinking, wait, the women of the 80s are going to work, they're not dying. Why are so many of them dying in the sitcoms? And you need to remember that in 1985, when Mom told us she was going back to work as an account executive at Caldor, that felt like she was dying.
I'm going to throw up. I think I'm going to throw up.
Don't throw up.
America was trying to process this change. What would happen when our moms and wives went back to work? We wanted reassurance and role models for what would happen if Dad was asked to do more.
There are certain responsibilities that come with fatherhood that I don't know if I'm ready for.
As Professor Alice Leppert writes, the largely fantasy scenarios of 1980s sitcoms offered pedagogical models for organizing family life at a time when familial ideals were up for debate. And so, yes, these dads absolutely rose to the challenge with their positive attitude and desire to keep things clean, and bedtime life lessons.
Then cheating is wrong.
Even when you get away with it?
What's getting away with it?
Not getting caught.
Which means?
Getting an A.
So what does the A mean?
$10.
So what does it mean you've learned?
Nothing.
Well, then you've been cheating for nothing.
Yes.
What's the point in it?
Does there have to be a point?
Yes, Ben, or there's chaos.
Nobody put the fantasy in fantasy scenario more than Tony Danza's character on Who's the Boss, who was, perhaps, built in a lab to appeal to women.
That's me, Mr. Goodmop.
Tony Danza was not the first man to vacuum on TV. He was maybe the first one to do it without being portrayed as feminine. Typically in a sitcom, the cleanliness-obsessed man is coded as gay, or sexless.
I'm just cleaning my rubber gloves.
Or gay, sexless, and British.
I think with the proper treatment, it can be cured.
Tony, he likes things clean, but...
He's a hunk.
I'm not looking for a hunk for a housekeeper.
Can I come over when he lifts? And this Tony, is he male or is he male? I mean, we are talking mucho macho.
And he's loyal, and he's great with kids, a model for how to be both tough and tender.
How could I have done that?
I think there's two other reasons why Mom was dead in the 80s sitcoms. These sitcoms were vehicles for stand-up comics, and stand-up comics, back then and still today, skew male.
Want to hear my impression of Jack Nicholson?
Then there's the same reason Disney movies kill off the mom more often than not. It's because moms are more likely to play a protective role in our lives, so a mother's death creates narrative space for the young person to be challenged and make decisions. Mother! Sort of like how in both The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, Tolkien keeps sending Gandalf away from the group, because Gandalf equals mom. Put bluntly, killing the mom raises the stakes more than the death of the dad would. We just have lower expectations for dad.
I take care of my kids. You're supposed to, dumb mother. What you talking about?
So the emotional payoff is bigger if dad can pull it off. The character arc for dad is greater. That's why even in the 50s, we see shows where the high concept premise is a widower dad raising his kids.
When she was little, I could spank her and make her mind me. I had control over her.
What is a gentleman?
A kind man, Dad.
That's right.
It's Bachelor Father.
Of course, there's also just the patriarchy, man. Even when Mom was at home, American sitcoms loved telling the story of the family through the perspective of the dad.
Make room for Daddy.
In Father Knows Best.
Then, lady, you need a Hot Point automatic dishwasher.
For this same reason, this man is telling you about this dishwasher, and this woman is silently admiring the clean glass. But there are other premise trends as well. In the 80s, families were being asked to raise all manner of child. White, black, robotic, mythological, alien, superpowered, and even Republican.
The only thing that can stop the terrible tax monster is a Republican.
2. Why are we raising a non-human creature? The sentient non-human child is a tantalizing trope for the sitcom creator because it, A, allows the family structure to stay intact, B, provides a built-in source of comedy and tension, C, it also captures something about raising kids, which is that kids are really weird. Sometimes they can be extremely literal.
Say hello to my family.
Hello to my family.
My kids are constantly banging into walls. Sometimes the big ones are too rough with the little ones. Sometimes they walk in on you in the shower and stare at you. They speak in strings of nonsense.
Nanu, nanu.
Their weirdness feels, at times, otherworldly. But these beyond real 80s sitcoms weren't just weird. Some of them could be creepy. The premise of Out of This World is that the daughter of a human mom and alien dad can stop time by touching her fingers together. That's not creepy, but I don't think it's a coincidence that they cast a girl in this lead role. Give a teenage boy that power, one who's been all hopped up on normalized 80s voyeurism. We see some of that voyeurism in Too Many Cooks, which starts as a parody of sitcom openings, but gradually devolves into horror. Part of the reason this works is that it's so unexpected. The forced cheerfulness of the sitcom opening is a perfect foil for the terror. But it also taps into the fact that some of these 80s sitcoms had premises that were horror adjacent. The most obvious is Harry and the Hendersons, a show where the family kills a Bigfoot and straps him to the roof of the car and brings his carcass to their home, only for him to wake up.
Thing we tied to the roof of the car. It's gone.
He couldn't have gotten very far. He's dead.
Not anymore.
That is a horror premise that they decided to swerve toward goofy. But the creepiest of these premises is Small Wonder.
Well, what is it?
Where the dad has been working late in secret to build an unnecessarily gendered child-sized robot. He says it's not weird because the robot could be used
in the hospitals to help in therapy for speech-impaired or handicapped children.
A robot for the speech-impaired. And how is that robot controlled?
Controlled by voice command.
The dad thinks it could also...
It could teach in the schools.
But then why is it the size of a child? This is Frankenstein, but the monster is child-sized, which is just sadder and weirder. You know, like, here they are handling the naked torso, which is a prop in this scene, but in literally the next scene, that torso will be represented by a real girl. Oh, I really don't like this. The characters in the show seem to understand the creepiness, but they just laugh it off.
Gee, Dad, a grown man playing with a doll at work?
I'd be relieved if you were here at home. I'd know what kind of doll you were working on nights.
The wife's reaction is nuts.
Open your eyes and stand up.
It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive.
So then Dad introduces Vicky to the family.
Looks like a real girl, Dad. And it feels like a girl.
Just like real skin.
And it smells like a girl.
I used some of Mom's perfume.
That's right. This man put his wife's perfume on the robot. Put his wife's perfume on the robot. Now that I know how creepy the premise to this show is, I can't help seeing the intro in a different light. The characters are introduced one by one. None of them look at the camera. Except one. This man, who spends his nights building a perfumed girl bot and spends his lunch break on a patch of grass next to the parking lot. He sees the camera because, in some deep way, this whole show is taking place in his mind. This is his fantasy scenario, a wife who isn't creeped out when he spends all his nights alone trying to make circuits into a girl. This lonely man who has 1,000 justifications for his abomination. Sound familiar?
Everyone having a personal superintelligence that helps you achieve your goals, be a better friend, and grow to become the person that you aspire to be.
Honey, the real question is, can it be programmed to have human values and emotions?
This nearly whispered 1940s jazz choral number hints that the dad is dreaming of a Norman Rockwell suburban life, which, in the 1980s, can best be achieved via a computerized robot. In response to her husband's Dr. Frankenstein act, this woman can only smile, because smiling is what we do in sitcoms, especially the openings. A happy resolution with laughs along the way every 30 minutes, that is the promise of the situation comedy. As Professor Lawrence Mintz says, in episode after episode of situation comedy, the threat of change is thwarted. We return to the comfort of stasis.
Steve, we're big again. I'm big. Harriet, I'm big. I'm big, Harriet.
Well, realizing you have a problem is the first step to fixing it.
And that's why we imagine the shrug or the head shake when it wasn't really there. What was really in those intros? Gags and lots of smiles. When we remember the gags and the smiles, our brains add in the shrug, because a shrug is the logical way that a little problem turns into happiness. But the more I watched these 80s sitcom intros, the more I felt that the happy domesticity on display was a trap. These smiles are required of the genre. When a clown is forced to smile, the smile loses its meaning.
I'm spontaneously happy for no apparent reason. I'm an idiot. I don't know why I'm happy.
We have entered a world of signifiers. By the 80s, the fact that the Full House family is running through the park no longer tells us anything particular about them as a family. It just signifies family sitcom. Like, I might believe that this dramatic shot represents the characters being free and going places, except this exact same shot had been used in Full House, where they don't go anywhere. At some point, these intros stopped trying to represent reality. They became a copy of a copy of a copy whose original is lost. We are approaching what philosopher Jean Baudrillard calls the order of sorcery. We are stuck in a genre so formulaic, it can't help swallow and regurgitate the same tropes, the same shots. Food is prepared in a dancing assembly line. Hot ladies are ogled while biking at our peril. Balls are flying and nerds are wearing their pants too high. The teenage girls are talking on the phone or talking on the phone. The horny people do a U-turn when they see pretty ladies or pretty guys. In real life, that's a pretty aggressive thing to do, but we're not in real life. We're in the Sitcom Simulacrum, where the kids want to buy the wrong food, and there is a play at the plate. And we step through the door and smile, step through the door and smile, and the annoying neighbor is here, so slam the door. And the popcorn is flying, and the hot dogs are shared, and the hugs are dramatically physical, and the smiles abound. Too Many Cooks understands this, that when the sitcom virus infects you, you can do nothing but smile.
Kill me.
Too many cooks, too many cooks, too many cooks.
Kill me.
Viewed in this way, the sitcom becomes an organism whose only goal is to survive. Sometimes that means chewing off your limb, which is fine. Suzanne Summers demanding too much money on Three's Company, they'll replace her with a different young blonde. And when that one isn't amazing, well, look, they found another.
So I said, they're not going to get rid of Chrissy. Never think that you are not replaceable. Rule number 1.
Family sitcoms need cute kids, so when the cute ones get less big-eyed, they'll invent some reason to bring on some younger, cuter ones. There is nothing the sitcoms won't do to survive. Like, say you're Valerie Harper and you get a sitcom called Valerie, but now you want to negotiate higher pay, figuring they can't kick you off a sitcom that has your name. Think again, Valerie. They'll bring in a pseudo-mom, change the name of the show, and as a real slap in the face, have your sons and husband totally unbothered by your death.
Oh, well, Dad, it's been 6 months since Mom died, and I think it's time you got back in the air. Besides, we'll be fine.
They'll replace a mom with a joke and a wink.
There's something different about you.
In Charles in Charge, they replaced a whole family from season 1 to season 2, and yet the set was the same. Imagine moving your family into a new house and the owner says, "Oh, great, you bought the house." Of course, you also get Charles. He comes with the house. He'll be in charge of your children from now on, in charge of their days and their nights. It'll be fine.
Charles in charge of our world.
And look, if I've been leaning into the creepiness hidden in these sitcoms, I'd like to end on a different note. Because I came across this academic article called Oxytocin and the Development of Parenting in Humans by Ilanit Gordon et al. Do you know about oxytocin? It's a hormone, which means it's like a drug your body administers to itself for free.
It's the cheapest drug there is.
I don't mean OxyContin, I mean oxytocin, the love hormone, the one that courses through you when you're aroused, when you orgasm.
It makes sex even better.
When you pet a dog. Oxytocin helps us build bonds and trust with others. It makes us more monogamous. It starts contractions in childbirth. It releases milk for breastfeeding. According to this study, there are 3 other things mamas do with their babies that release oxytocin in their brains. The authors describe these as a behavioral constellation that defines the maternal postpartum repertoire in human mothers and is shown to predict infant social and emotional growth. The 3 oxytocin-releasing behaviors are eye contact, smiling, and affectionate touch. Eye contact, smiling, and affectionate touch. Yes, the 80s sitcom intro did what your mama used to do. She sang you a theme song lullaby. She gazed into your eyes, smiled, and held you close.
And when justice is gone,
I want Mommy.
Hi, Mama.
there's always
I brought these flowers for you. I miss you a lot, Mama. And I love you.
You're my dad, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So where's my mom?
There's always Mom.
I'm sorry, but your mom died when you were just a little girl.
So even if I do get better, I won't remember her?
So hold me, Mom. In your long arms.
But that's what's wrong. I don't miss her. I don't remember her.
Oh.
So hold me, Mom.
How come you never talk about her?
Happy birthday, dear Mama. Happy birthday to you.
I ain't need him then and I don't need him now.
Will.
Nah, you know what, Uncle Phil? I'm gonna get through college without him. I'm gonna get a great job without him. I'm gonna marry me a beautiful honey, and I'm having me a whole bunch of kids. I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was. And I sure as hell don't need him for that, because ain't a damn thing he could ever teach me about how to love my kids. How come he don't want me, man?